Every year in February, things are very pink in my bullet journal, and this year there's no exception. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are setting up February spreads, and I'm taking out my cutting mat and placing that behind this front page because we're gonna be doing some cutting today. I don't think I've ever done this before in my bullet journal, and it was quite nerve-wracking because I'm literally cutting a hole in my notebook. We're cutting out 3 letters here, F, E, and B. And I've always been intrigued by these window cutouts in bullet journals, but I never really knew how to incorporate them into my spreads. I figured something out for this month and I quite like how it turned out, so I hope you guys will enjoy this month's setup too. I'm taking out my acrylic markers. Arrtx recently came out with the 60 color marker set and I'm quite obsessed with the new adorable packaging. I'm picking out the pink color and we're going to be outlining the letter cutouts we just made. I'll write all the color codes of the colors I used for this setup in the video description as always, in case you have this same set and wanted to use the same colors as I did. But you can also use any markers, any mediums you want if you're looking to recreate these spreads. I actually made and filmed this setup very early on, like in the first half of January, because on the 14th I went off to snowboard in Nagano, so I was up in the mountains for that whole week, and then after that I also stayed in Tokyo for a little bit and met up with some friends, so I was away for nearly the whole second half of January. I literally just came back and now I'm recording this voiceover for you guys. I got a lot of footage from my trip, which I think I will compile into a little vlog for my second channel, so I'll leave a link to that down below if you are interested. I somehow still managed to get some of the pink color onto the page on the back despite putting a piece of paper behind that, but that's fine because we're gonna be covering the back with something I drew in my sketchbook a few months ago. Actually, I think this green field of flowers will go quite well with the pink border, so I'm recreating that onto this page here. I started with putting down a base layer of this light green color, and I'm having 5 different colors of flowers, including the pink we used for the border, to nicely tie it together. The good thing about using acrylic markers is that you can really work in layers because the ink is quite opaque. You can use them on top of each other and the colors will still show up really nicely, and also use it to cover up mistakes as well, like what I'm doing here. In the middle of February, I'll also be traveling to Sydney, Australia to go send my brother off to university, and I think I might have another ski trip coming up in March, so lots of trips packed into these first few months of the year, but I think after all of this I'll be all traveled out and will have a much more mellow rest of the year. I then made little dots in the center of each flower. I used brown for the yellow and magenta flowers, blue for the light blue flowers, and red for the pink and orange flowers. If you do want to recreate this theme, I think playing around with the different color combinations of flowers will be quite fun, or you can just create this painting on its own if you're looking for something to do. It's relatively quick and easy, so you can easily do it in your free time. It's just made up of a simple flower shape and some green strokes. With these green strokes, I try to keep them at roughly the same length but just at slightly different angles each time to make them look like grass naturally sprouting out from the ground. I also thought that I didn't put enough of the green base color down, so I'm just going back in with that color again to cover any bald spots. I had a little mishap on the right side there. I thought about going over it with a white acrylic marker and covering it up, but decided to leave it be because that's just the reality of bullet journaling. Not everything is going to be perfect and pristine, and I actually think that every so-called mistakes you make adds character to your bullet journal. Here I'm also making these like starburst shapes with the same pink color to fill up the empty spaces on this page. And that is the cover design done. I'm turning my notebook sideways to this page on the left because this month I am putting my monthly calendar next to the cover page, and doing it sideways just gives me more room to fit the calendar in. I'm really enjoying this larger format, by the way. If you didn't know, I recently changed back to an A5 size from a smaller notebook, and I am really appreciating this extra space. I feel like it somehow makes me more creative just by thinking of how to utilize this space, and with this notebook, I'm being a lot more brave and trying new things like doing this window cutout and sticking things into my bullet journal, not just stickers and washi tape, but like train tickets and other memories I want to keep as well. So I think it'll be quite interesting to flip back through all of these pages at the end of the year and see all the things I've done. I've never really felt the urge to look through my past bullet journals because they were purely for planning and organizing my life, but I think this notebook will be one I would love to look back on in a few years' time. I'm coloring that top row with a pink Tombow dual brush pen. This is the Tombow 761, and the color is very similar to the pink acrylic marker on the cover page, but it gives off a much softer feel, and I think the two textures contrast each other quite well. In the top row, I also wrote in Monday to Sunday, and here I'm just flipping back to my future log to recheck the dates before I write them in. There were many occasions where I started the dates on the wrong day, and it's quite a pain to fix, so now I just like to recheck multiple times just to make sure. I'm taking a strip of this pink washi tape and sticking it onto the boxes we're not going to be using in February. It's quite annoying how February starts on a Sunday because I had to include an entire row on the monthly calendar, but it's okay because I get to use cute stationery like this. And that is the cover page and monthly calendar done. We're flipping to the back side of the cover page, and I'm coloring in the border of the letter cutouts on this side as well. The letters are of course gonna be backwards, but I think it's better than leaving it plain. For every month this year, I want to include one fun spread that is different from the spreads I usually do. Like last time I had that ski trail month roadmap, and for February it's the month of love, so I want to dedicate this page to writing down all the things I love. It's similar to like a gratitude log, but I'm not setting myself any kind of strict structure. Like I don't have to write in this daily, I'll just leave this nice blank space that I can gradually fill up as the month goes on. It can be simple things like a cup of coffee I had at a cafe, or maybe like a kind gesture someone does for me, or I might even stick in things like receipts or photos. So I don't know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this page will look like at the end of the month. At the top of the page, I wrote I love ... and then at the bottom, I'm drawing more of the starburst shapes. I think a page like this is really nice to include in your bullet journal or any of your journals really. You can even have an entire journal dedicated to the things you love. The end of the year tends to be the time people look back on the things they're grateful for, but it's something you can do all year round. It doesn't have to be December for you to be grateful for the things you love. This right page here is nicely divided into two sections because of the flower field we drew. So for this top section here, I'm using it for my monthly focus. I wrote monthly with that same pink marker, and then I'm using a slightly lighter pink for focus. I am outlining the entire thing with this red color, trying to leave an equal amount of white space between the letters and the border, and trying being the key word there. Instead of numbers or bullet points, I'm doing these little starbursts using the same colors I used for the flowers to act as bullet points for my monthly focus. This bottom section I'll use for a general to-do list, so I'm writing to-do list here in that same style as the monthly focus. This will be for things I need to get done at some point in the month but don't have a specific deadline tied to them. And the main difference between my to-do list and my monthly focus is that the to-do list is a specific task, but the monthly focus is more of an overarching theme that I will focus on for the entire month. For now, I'm not including any bullet points or checkboxes for the to-do list. I will add that in as I write in each task. We are moving on to my habit tracker / routines tracker. January is the first month in a really long time that I didn't include a habit tracker in my setup, but I changed it to a morning routine and evening routine tracker. I only did it for 13 days, so before I left for my trip, but I really loved it, and I think splitting the habits into morning and evening really worked well for me. So this time I'm gonna do it for the whole month. Of course, when I go to Australia, my routines might get a little interrupted, but I'm only planning to go for maybe less than a week, so it's not a huge chunk of the month. For this page, I'm also doing it sideways so that I can flip back and forth between the monthly calendar and this tracker without having to turn my notebook. I already have quite a good morning routine going, but I really want to build up my evening or nighttime routine. Right now, my bedtime is really inconsistent, and coming back from the trip, I think it's now even worse. I'll have like a little brainstorming session with myself and think about what I want my evening routine to look like and try it out in February, because right now it's all over the place. My goal is to eventually, hopefully, have it be on autopilot and not think about each task I have to do, like how my morning routine is right now. I wrote morning routine and evening routine on top of the two sections here, and I'm also adding in the first letter of the days of the week on top of the dates. This last page will be for general notes, so on the top of the page here, I'm writing in notes in this like bubble letter style, similar to how the letter cutouts on the cover page looks. Again, I'm leaving this page quite blank with plenty of room to write in. I'm really enjoying unstructured spreads at the moment and just letting myself write wherever I want to. I think for me, that keeps bullet journaling fun and easy to stick to. Let's do a flip through of all the spreads we made today. I really love how I laid out my bullet journal this month. The spreads look so fun yet so simple, and I can't wait to use them. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. My Patreon discount codes, social media accounts is all in the description. As always, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye!